What's good, everyone? Welcome back once again. I remind you we are live 2 days in a week. That's Tuesday and Saturday. Originally, we also had Sunday, but now we only have Saturday for the open mics. Tuesday is the giveaway show as usual. As you know, guys, I never miss. So today we have a talk about. Big shout out to everyone who came through over the weekend for the open mic. Big applause to you guys. Thanks for coming through. So today once again I said already I have a lot to talk about. I'm going to lay a brief background about things concerning security, how you can improve your security individually, and how blockchains can improve security and also preserve privacy of their users. You know, you guys, we have talked about these things several times. It's quite exciting that I'm going to give a quick summary. Over the weekend, we talked about blockchain security and privacy. So I'll just make a few recommendations concerning what we all know. So speaking of blockchain security and privacy, we have had similar topic over the weeks. I think we have talked about this very topic over 3 times. It's a very good topic to talk about because many people are worried, be it the users right now on the blockchain networks or those who intend to join or the newbies. We make errors. As I told you, I gave an example. An individual DM'd me concerning the fact that they sent their assets without putting a memo to an exchange. Okay, so those are some of the errors newbies make. So let's talk about some of these few things. Accordingly, you know that blockchain technology has some internet security and privacy challenges, and also that these challenges need to be addressed. So some of the potential solutions are the ones I'm going to indicate, and one of which you guys have heard of encryption. So it's also important for blockchains to implement strong encryption techniques to protect the confidentiality and integrity of data stored on the blockchain network. So, you know, guys, on EOS, I don't think we have had any issue when it comes to security of your assets. The encryption on EOS is really very strong. So, encryption also includes encrypting the data at rest and in transit. So that's very important. So any blockchain has to have high encryption in order to protect the assets of the users. So also another security measure or potential solution to avoid breaches, that should be access control. So blockchains should utilize robust access control mechanisms to ensure that only authorized users can participate in the blockchain network or access sensitive data. Okay, so that data shouldn't be some data shouldn't be accessible to everyone. Only those that are really authorized to do so. And also, one important aspect is also consensus mechanisms. This is one of the potential solution to blockchain security breaches. So every blockchain has a consensus algorithm of its choice, and it provides security against various attacks. For example, there is a proof of work and a proof of stake, which can mitigate the risk of Sybil attacks. Another good aspect I could look at is immutable audit trails. They should also maintain a transparent and tamper evident record of all transactions and changes made on the blockchain. So this assures accountability and allows the auditing purposes. So you know that on EOS we have blocks.io. If you have any query concerning a transaction on any EOS account, you just put in blocks.io and then search for a transaction of that account. So that's really important. And speaking of auditing, we also have audit reports. You have heard of a project on EOS called EOS Audit. So we have audit reports, and every blockchain gives out reports. On EOS, we have on the EOS Synergy, rather, we have reports, a monthly report of the EOS Synergy. I think you guys have seen this report where we publish what we have done on various shows affiliated with the EOS Synergy. So that's about the auditing. Also, there's what we call private transactions. So blockchains develop techniques to enable private or confidential transactions in the public blockchain. We have what we call zero knowledge proofs, ring signatures, and other privacy enhancing technologies that can be utilized to hide transaction details while still ensuring the integrity. You guys have heard of ZEOS. You know ZEOS has also helped to really enable users who want to have private transactions on EOS. At least we have ZEOS Another aspect solution to security problems is a secure smart contract development. So thoroughly auditing and testing smart contracts to identify and fix potential security vulnerabilities before deployment is very important. So blockchains should employ best practices such as code reviews, third-party audits, and bug bounty programs. So this is important to apps are really at high levels and they have no intention to make data breaches. Let me read some of the comments before you go ahead. Linda is saying hi. Linda, how are you doing? You're saying hi, Haza. I'm happy to meet all of you, Kenani, and the rest. So, guys, that's some of the recommendations, but I'll summarize others. Some blockchains have deployed off-chain data storage. They considered storing sensitive or large-scale data off-chain while utilizing the blockchain for integrity verification and recording references. So, this is also some good thing. Another solution could be regular monitoring and updates. And others use education and awareness. For example, we have this show, the EOS Pulse show. We meet every Saturday and talk about Web3. And also, right now, I'm sharing some few details on this very show. One other aspect I want to talk about when it comes to security on the blockchain, especially the wallet security. Some people have faced cases of being breached, let's say, without their knowledge, and accidentally their accounts are being breached. So if this occurs, one solution is there is multi-sig wallets. You guys know, for example, we'll use these when we are doing your giveaways. So multi-sig wallets utilize multi-signature wallets where multiple parties are required to authorize transactions. So this adds an extra layer of security and reduces the risk of unauthorized. You can store assets on one wallet, and to withdraw these assets, you need more than one signature. As simple as that. So if one of the let's say the parties to this wallet, or those with authority, if one of the parties is compromised, the assets can be secured because the hacker or the attacker cannot get the signature of the other parties. So multi-sig wallets are a big deal, and they are on EOS. You can regulatory compliance. We also have bug bounty programs, continuous monitoring and incident response. So, in conclusion, I will also talk about regulatory frameworks and audits. So that's all I could talk about. And in conclusion, you should know that implementing a combination of these solutions can help to mitigate security and privacy risks associated with the blockchain technology. However, you should know that it's important to remember that security is an ongoing process, and organizations should remain vigilant and adapt to emerging threats with more vigilancy. So they should always look for the best practices to prevent and also solve any security breaches. So that's all I can talk about for now. And any questions, any recommendations, anything, you guys, I'm friendly. My DMs are open. I don't bite. You can always DM me. Simple chats are okay. So, guys, you can always DM me concerning your giveaways. If you have a query, feel free. I always get at least 1 hour that reply. Security and privacy. So we are going to talk about something else, and that's Pomelo. So as you guys know, grants donations are opening on 27th, and that's tomorrow, 2023. So are you guys? I don't know if you have your favorite projects you want to vote for. Please let me know. And I remind you that the EOS Synergy is also on the Pomelo seasons. Feel free to vote for Pomelo. I have some reserved funds I got from EOS Respect that I'm going to use to vote for Pomelo. And I remind you that EOS Respect and EOS Eden elections are coming up. I'm going to talk about these briefly after talking about Pomelo. So you guys know Pomelo already, I guess. I'll just highlight some few things about it. Probably the rules about Pomelo. And before I go ahead, guys, let me know how you're doing. And I'm so excited that you guys are here. So I remind you to always to always follow us on YouTube and Twitter. That's the EOS Synergy. Before we started the show, I shared the link to our YouTube and Twitter handle. So there are some of rules. Pomelo season is beginning. The donations are beginning on 27th. I remind you. And if you see some of the grants, they are not there by mistake. They have been approved. Okay. So some of the rules that are followed by those who have grants are registered on Pomelo are as below. So you should know that grant applications should always be a public good. Public good. You guys, you know, Shifan NFTs. We always give them on this show. They're on Pomelo. So why Shifan is that it's a public good. We give it for free for just attending the show. So that's why it qualifies, for example. The EOS Synergy is a public good. We do these shows for free and we do giveaways. So we qualify to be on the grant applicants. They should also provide progress updates each season. So this is important. And you know, EOS Synergy always have monthly reports. I guess you guys know of that. So the consequences are for returning grants. The last season, update field is mandatory. So you have to update what you did on the previous season. Okay. Another rule is that donor contributions and matching funds must be used to complete the project described for your grant and on the grant page. So you shouldn't use these funds for anything else. And if you take donations and matching funds and you don't build what you propose, the community will notice. So you guys have heard of EOS audit. So there's what they call EOS audit report. You guys can always go and view what other projects have done on Pomelo. Those that they have managed to collect data about. And if a grant owner doesn't complete anything they promised, and credibility, you lose trust, and the community will remember that you didn't deliver and you won't be successful on Pomelo. For example, if the Pomelo seasons we don't deliver, and that's the EOS Synergy. If we don't deliver, you should know that obviously you guys won't trust us, I guess. So it's really amazing that if some project takes funds, for example, with the Synergy, and we don't put up any show, whether the EOS now. So use credibility, use your reputation, and use the trust. So let's look at the EOS Synergy. Let's look at it on Pomelo briefly. Let's look at it. I'll share the link for those who want to vote. All you do is search for EOS Synergy right here, and then you vote. If you want more of these shows to happen anyway. So this is the EOS Synergy. Let's see it briefly. Okay, I'm trying to load it. It's loading. Okay. Let me see. Where is it? Yeah, right here. Right here. So that's the EOS Synergy. And one other rule, you should know that grant applications must be original and not plagiarized from other sources. So you need to have an original grant. There is no need of copy work. And that's it. Another rule is that on Pomelo, you do not offer payment gifts for the sake of voting for the EOS Synergy, okay? That's one rule. You shouldn't like offer an airdrop just for or direct payments in return for people to vote for you. That's not allowed. And the consequences, of course, if evidence is gotten, that means that your grant will be disqualified from Pomelo. And also another rule is you should not create new identity or fake accounts, okay? Sometimes this is called Sibyl attack. Another rule is you shouldn't coordinate with others to unfairly manipulate the system. So those are the few rules, and if you want to read more, you can go ahead on Pomelo and check for the rules for yourself. One other aspect I should talk about is that you shouldn't donate your own grant. That's one rule that's always shared along from other communities to community owners. Okay. So we can see that the EOS Synergy is here. I don't know. Let me share the link to this project, guys, you can feel free to vote for the synergy. Okay, it's right there. You can always vote for the EOS synergy. We have so far collected all time. We have collected 3,542 USD. Big shout out to everyone who has really voted for the synergy. Amazing. For those who have voted for the synergy in the previous seasons, that applause is for you. Okay, I'm not seeing any new comment. I wanted to read some of your comments. Let me see. Okay. So today's giveaway is going to be for those who came through. I have accounts of those who came 30 minutes into the show, so the rest will wait for the next show. Anyway, we are going to talk about Eden. So Eden is happening on October 7th, and EOS Respect will happen on October 3rd. So that's amazing. Two of the most popular communities on EOS have elections going on in October, early October. So Eden, for those who don't know Eden, I'll just read something small about it. And as you can see, Eden is a community working to maximize the power and independence of its members, thereby securing life, liberty, property, and justice for all. Anyway, I've participated in Eden elections for the past seasons, like 3 to 4 times now, and it's really amazing. It's a good community. As you can see, the treasury, it has enough EOS, 173 and 240 point something EOS. So active members are 499. There are 0 pending invitations. So you should sign in by October 6th to participate. Anyway, this is kind of a closed group. To participate in Eden election, you need to be invited by a member who is already on Eden. You cannot just come from nowhere and join Eden. You need to be invited by someone who's already in Eden, and then you can participate in Eden. Let's look at EOS Respect. They are saying that EOS Respect support squads coordinate to identify their respective members, build consensus, and reward projects with pooled funds from elected delegates. So this is have registered to participate. Still, you need to be invited into EOS Respect, but the rule is one, you need to have a project you're going to represent or your own project in order to join EOS Respect. Hanson is saying, is it Kenny Omega? He's saying Pomelo students are opening in 18 hours. Okay, let's see. So I have some EOS I'm going to use to vote. I'll sign in later to vote on Pomelo. I have some EOS I got from EOS Respect. I shall use this EOS to vote for various projects on Pomelo. That's about it. So let's read some of the contents about Eden. For those who don't know Eden, I'll read for you something small. So it's a team of people and can be more powerful than the sum of its members. But all teams need a means to reach consensus or they will fall apart. Unfortunately, traditional democratic processes end up empowered. I'm going to say Eden OS is a revolutionary new democratic process that protects and enhances the independence and power of those who join. When you join the Eden community, you gain access to a group of people working together to empower you and your family to make a bigger impact in the world. As I told you guys, I've joined Eden election several times, but I've never really gone past the group stage. But luckily, EOS Respect, I have been a chief delegate over 5 times, I guess. You can see the difference between the two. They're almost similar, but per now, there's smaller number of people on EOS Respect compared to Eden. Obvious reasons, Eden has been there for a longer time than EOS Respect. So let's see what EOS Respect says. They say, welcome to EOS Respect. And the brief description goes on to say that EOS Respect creates the opportunity for community members to pool money, align with those that will be voted, to receive funds and allocate those funds for your support's interests. They're going to say that individual members can maximize their independence by joining the EOS support squad to receive potential funds and collaborate for the betterment of EOS and EOS support. Guys, as I told you, EOS Respect, to join it, you need to be having a project of your own or a project you are representing that you shall pull funds for, either to vote on Pomelo and or donate to it directly. I think the same qualifies to Eden.